Well, you probably gonna be able to see it on your page first, anyways. That's what I usually be.
Testing, testing, testing. Should be over there. Testing, testing.
I hear you. Good.
Sound me good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right. Double honors to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone, Root Teach Woe, Wabarakathon, to the hopeful elect. Now, this is GMS Dallas. I got the beloved brother Warga here with me. We're going to do a live show open forum. Oh, yes, sir. Shalom. Yeah, we're going to do open forum. Just, go into some prophecies and just, hey, through spirit, see where it goes, where the spirit flows to. And one of the things I've been, the spirit that we meditate on is this war. This war is ramping up. And ultimately, as this war ramps up, more money is being spent and more resources are being lost. So as the resources get tight, what's going to happen? It's going to lead to being a famine out here. And people, we already know in certain instances in the scriptures how people act when there's a famine. So matter of fact, I'm open over here this second Ezra. And if you got something, bro, you got it too.
Kai. You got it though.
Yep, I'll pull it up for you. Let me see here. This is second Ezra 15. I'm gonna share the screen here shortly. Let's see, share screen. Boom, boom. All right, I'm gonna get second Ezra 15 because when you go into it, it goes into the what happens when people when that hell starts happening. Okay, this is second Ezra 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go. All right, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And we go into woe, it means destruction. Why is the Lord bringing a destruction? Because this world has been fully just set up to be contrary to the ways of righteousness, contrary to that standard the Lord set up to be done that's in heaven, to be done on earth is completely contrary to it. So the order that the Lord set up to earth to be ran is not being ran that way. It's being ran in a way to where there's no order. And that's henceforth the result of you going against the Heavenly Father's instructions is what? Death, destruction. Him bringing plagues and bringing destruction to your kingdom. And that's why we see this place having woe. It's all types of jacked up stuff happening here. This is next verse. It says, verse 15, it says, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. All right, sword is instruments to destroy. And you have everybody fucking fighting right now. And a lot of people got a tooth to pick with America, specifically, because they got done wrong by America, Babylon the Great. You see, America has put unjust decrees on all these nations. They haven't withheld their so-called quote-unquote peace treaties and their agreements. You see, a lot of the fighting that's happening is because America is breaking their agreements. Like one perfect example that comes to mind is the Russia-Ukraine situation. They're supposed to be a part of the Soviet Union. But America coming through taking people's stuff, be it like Habakkuk the second chapter says. That America's in that type of spirit. But guess what? That sword and that destruction is drawing nigh to everybody because Yahweh Shai is going to come and take down all these motherfuckers, man. This is verse continuing on. It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another and swords in their hands. And why are they going to be doing that? Because first of all, the Lord's putting spirits on them to be in that way. And also, that's prophecy. It says, because iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. So it ain't no love out here no more, man. It ain't no good, peaceful, good times anymore. We in a time period of the Lord bringing judgment and separating people by this word going out. This word is making people's true intent come out. And a lot of people are straight up just demons, man. They ain't for you how Shai set up his kingdom. They for this place to continue on and go on forever. You had something, bro? Because now I was gonna continue on.
Yeah, I got a precept real quick.
God, what you got? I'll pull it up. No, I got pull it up.
You can just real quick, pull that Jeremiah 51:7, just real quick.
God, I got you, bro.
Just laying back and off your point, that the priest beautifully made. How essentially how the whore being Babylon the Great America, how it got everybody mad, because when you look at the situation of this war and the things that happening, Trump's talking about he's mad at the NATO, the rest of the NATO members and the EU because they haven't really pitched in and helped them. Even with the aspect like the priest mentioned with the Ukraine and the Russia situation, essentially Ukraine is a part when Russia was known as the Soviet Union, Ukraine was in that, so technically, it just shows you how Esau's doing too much. But you can go and read that, Bubble.
Yeah, I got you, bro. This is Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in Yahweh Shai's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, all the nations are mad.
Exactly. See, the Lord set up Babylon the Great to pretty much push forth Esau's kingdom, to push forth the philosophy and wickedness throughout the four corners of the earth. You see, and with that being done, the nations are looking and they're upset with laying down. They done laid down with this whore, and they didn't got fucking STDs and shit. That's essentially what's happening. They're not liking how America is going by particular things. Slapping tariffs, high ass tariffs on everybody. Getting mad at them because they don't want to come help them in the war when it's essentially America's really doing too much with the situation either way. Because when you look at the Iran situation, and the Israel, like, bro, Iran do have jurisdiction over the Strait of Hormuz, which has 20% of the world's oil. So they're like, you tripping? You is like, this is gonna affect the supply chain as a whole, But like scriptures say, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. So Esau don't give a damn, But that's all I had.
Yep, I want to grab this real quick because that's why even the allies don't come against America. The Lord's gonna place in a spirit to ultimately be taking vengeance on them. Because that's what we see happening right now is a lot of these, like, this is a divided kingdom. That's why I was described as being a divided kingdom, because these people, like, a lot of America's allies are starting to turn against them. They're starting to be like, I ain't really fucking with y'all like that. And the reason being is because prophecy. This is Revelation 17. I'm going to jump down to the bottom. Let's see here. I'm going to start at verse, I'm going to start at verse 15 because it's going to change it if I go any further up. This is Revelation 17 and verse 15. It says, he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, right? This whore that's riding upon the beast is known as America, Babylon the Great. You see, that's why when the brother read the scripture earlier, the priest read the scripture. It said that she made the nations drunk. You see that Revelation, not Revelation, that Jeremiah 51. Babylon is that nation that made everybody drunk and deceived them. That's why it's also known as spiritual Nineveh and Assyria. Nineveh and Assyria had all those fucking they had all that stuff to oppress people. They had a lot of the idol worship and all that stuff on the left hand side that the diviners could do. So people was like, oh shit, man. They was all infatuated with Nineveh, Assyria, but America's the same way. Right? When you continue on reading, it says, our peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So America's ruling over all these people, nations, and tongues, and they're trying to go off the course of America. This whole world goes off the course of what America does right now. Why is that? Because the Lord made this kingdom be like that new Egypt. It says, verse 16, it says, in the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these so-called allies America has, right? Because NATO and the EU, they allies with America. And EU, the European Union, that's known as those horns. Just like back then, Rome had vassal states. Well, now it's it's the European Union. They help that financial system stay standing up. It says, on these 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. They're going to help shoot the missiles at America. And we're seeing beginning stages of these allies leaving now. Like, for one, Turkey was like, fuck y'all, we helping the Muslims. And you seeing people like France, they kind of not rocking with it. A lot of these nations that are allies of America, they not rocking with this war that's going on right now. That tiny caps is pulling everybody into. Because matter of fact, I'm gonna do a quick little search real quick. I'm gonna read this last precept. I'm gonna do a quick search. I want to look up the result. Like, what are the negative effects of a big ass war? Because that, like, America, the Lord got a spirit on America and the tiny caps where they trying to rush to this war, but that's not something you want to just go into. We want them to go into it because we've been in the Lord. We know the prophecies. But if you rule in your kingdom, that's not something you desire to do because it's very expensive to fix everything. It's hell. The resources gonna get tight, and they were just going towards it. We happy, we clapping, we got our popcorn out. We want them to go ahead and do that shit because we want America to be destroyed. But that's why that's why these people in the world they don't want the war to happen because they know that they keep all the stuff they built up is not gonna make it. We want this shit to be destroyed, man. But this is 17. It says, "For the Heavenly Father have put it in their hearts to fulfill His will and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Heavenly Father shall be fulfilled." Right? So they're gonna still continue to be allies until what? The word be fulfilled. But eventually they're gonna hate the whore. That's why it's known as a divided kingdom. I want to get this real quick in the chat. You got something too, bro?
Actually, I had that because you said you was gonna look up what are the effects of a war. I had already put that in the chat early, so that's
okay.
I already got it in the chat early. I'm just putting some more stuff in the chat, just to see. I'm just putting some more stuff in there, but I had already got it written there.
Are you able to share your screen?
Yeah, I should be able to. Here, let me see.
I'll probably just put yours on there.
Yeah. Here.
Okay, yep, I got it right there. Let me see. Stop share screen and put yours on there. There we go.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna read some of these for you. But I had put it, chat got a garment today. But I had put in the chat, I put the effects of war on the citizens back home, and this is just a regular type of war. It says war often affects civilians far beyond the battlefield. Even people who never see combat can experience lasting social, economic, and psychological consequences. Some of the major effects include economic hardship. And when I read some of these, I'm probably going to skim through them. Ain't going to go too in depth, but it says economic hardship, higher taxes to fund the war, rising prices, which is inflation, which that's prophecy. You read about that in Revelation 6. It goes into the pale horse, So it says inflation, shortages of food and fuel and other necessity, job losses in some industries, while others expand to support the war effort. Increased national debt that can affect the economy for years. You see,
and what is the top elite trying to do? They trying to crash the economy because they want to bring that MOTB system. Yeah, they got to make all this bull. They like the Lord is guiding them to make all this bullshit happen so they can try and bring that MOTB as the way to fix everything.
Yeah,
and that because really the Lord wants to separate everybody. I want to separate my elect from everybody else because the elect is gonna be willing to not bow to me, while everybody else they gonna give in because they want this world to continue on to go. They want to still be here. But you got it, bro.
That's right. That's that. Essentially, like the priest was saying, man, beautifully put. It says loss and grief. Families may lose loved ones serving in the military. Many live with uncertainty with relatives are deployed. Communities mourn those are killed or permanently injured. Right? Then you got the mental health impacts, changes in a daily life, social changes, kind of just skimming through them, restrictions on freedoms.
Martial law.
Yep.
Because like check this out. All it takes is one sleeper cell, man. All it takes is one foreign, what I'm saying, foreign language, goofy looking nigga to just go do some random ass attack, which they gonna set up. If they do it, and they can just lock everything back down again. That's all it takes is one. Cause like they be like, oh shit, oh there's enemies here. We need to lock everything down. They're gonna make it to where the only way they can bring everything back to normal is when they bring out that device.
Yeah.
It's so many ways that the Heavenly Father can have them move towards it, but we just know that all the ways are there. They can use one of these plagues, niggas shitting they behind off. Mm-hmm. You got other plagues that were just around here too.
Yeah.
They have all these variants of the C-1-9. You see what I'm saying? There's so many routes they can go to just lock this thing down, but we just know it's gonna happen. We'll know how the Most High will allow it to happen, but they can do it in so many ways. More than likely, but speaking as a man, I think it might be because of the war, though. The war and then this the economic decline. That's why I think it's gonna be. They could use a plague.
Like you saying that, the plague it's Jake the plague trick, Jake kind of got hip to it. So I mean, like, but like the appreciate like the war, because like East, you already know what's their mo. When you go to the Freemasonry, when you look at their logo, at the bottom of it, what does it have on there? Order ad chaos, which is Latin for order out of chaos. And the war is going to bring a lot of chaos, because you got to think about it. A lot of people, they didn't ask for this shit. Like, when you look at the U.S. citizens, the ones here in Babylon the Great, they didn't ask for this shit. They was promised by Donald Duck, Nero, no more war, no high taxes, better, better stuff. Make America great. That's what they was promised. But what they're getting is the complete opposite. So the masses of the people, they're gonna have a reaction to that. Because you gotta think about it. These people we're talking about, they're drugged off of social media, and they're just overstimulated in everything that they do. They have no balance. So it's like once those things get stripped away from them rapidly, because that's what's happening. These things are being stripped away from them rapidly. It's still gradually, but it's rapidly at the same time. If you get what I'm saying. And they gonna have a reaction to it, man. That's why the priest he met read in that second address. You know what I'm saying? People gonna war against each other. That it's a lot of stuff. Esau is really pulling on the minds of the people right now. Call Allah, yeah, how much how shy we had with not understanding of these scriptures. We love it because we know this is gonna lead to this nigga's end. But
Yes,
I'm
we want the
more.
end. We want this age to be over with. These
Yep.
people in the world, they want it to continue on and go on forever. We
Mm-hmm.
tired of you slaving your ass off. You have no power as a man. Our Lord is not put on the forefront here. This place is just bullshit, man. It's all types of, and the more we look at it and we see how it's being ran, that's the more we want out this motherfucker, man. Because it's not, it's shit ain't right. And only somebody that's sensible, that's actually sincere, will have that mindset. Because somebody that's full of their lust and just want to have a good time here, you ain't gonna want to be out here. You gonna want this shit to continue on, so you can keep freaking off. You know what I'm saying? Niggas going to freak nicks and just having just doing all types of wickedness, evil idol worship. Niggas love that shit. They don't want this to end, but we do. We tired of this motherfucking place, man.
That's right.
Slaving your ass off, man. You over here fucking, you slave your ass off, and then you know what I'm saying? You make see, these niggas, they trying to have a spot in this world, but little they know you really don't have no spot in this world, because the more money and the more status you have, guess what you're doing? You're helping forward America. You making America like like Trump said, MAGA. You making America look good. You helping forward the Edomite hegemony, not your people. So really, don't matter what level you get on, you're gonna still be forward in Edomite fucking hierarchy, and your people gonna still be on the fucking bottom and still be catching hell. And then once you die, yeah, it's over with. That's how it is here. It's vain. And even Solomon said it was vain when he had a rulership. So how much more now? Because we're in this fucking flesh, man.
That's right. I got a precept, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
what
I'm
you
gonna
got?
read I'm
Oh,
gonna
it's
read
a
a
little
little
more.
bit. Yeah, I'm gonna read a little bit more because I'm gonna get down to it because the precepts going to it's going to this. But it says, like we was mentioning, restrictions on freedoms. There's some where governments have expanded surveillance or imposed censorship for national security. Certain civil liberties may temporarily limit. My bad. Certain civil liberties may be temporarily limited depending on the country in conflict, which we see that already happening. We see the my bad. We already see that happen. Issa's already letting Jake know, hey man, we got this technology, surveillance, whatever the case, but it's gonna be fully justified because of the war. That's why, and we know it's all prophecy at the end of the day. But I had put in there what are the effects of a world war on the economic system, right? It says a world war places enormous pressure on the global economy because it involves many countries at once. While some industries experience rapid growth, the overall economic impact is usually severe and long lasting. It says massive government spending.
And
Government
they
spending.
billions of dollars to Israel, and sending hell of money to Ukraine. Man, these fucking weapons are expensive. You can't just spend, oh yeah, I'm gonna send a couple thousand. No, they sending billions on them goddamn weapons and stuff like that, man. Shit is expensive. and that's billions of dollars. That's supposed to be money for the people here. But but the elite, the top elite, they know what they're doing. Like the Lord is guiding them to crash their economy purposely, so they can do what? Bring out that device, man. That's what it's all about. They want the economy to go down because they want to bring that universal basic income with the Revelation 13 to 16. That's what they want to do. They said inflation too, because that's why now brothers be sending articles in the chat, man. It's bro, you gotta make buku, you gotta make some crazy bread to afford just a 2-bedroom or just to be able to make a living now. But back then, shit, years back, you could, you know what I'm saying, you can make probably a lower amount and be able to take care of your family and still live a decent, comfortable life. But now you gotta make like a crazy amount of money just to make a cool living. Because most people are living paycheck to paycheck. Even people that are making 6 figures. Yeah. Man, back then 6 figures was like you was balling. You know, but now it's not the same no more. You got it, bro.
Yeah, that's facts. That's why Edomites tripping out. They ain't used to this shit. Jake is too, but Esau really ain't used to this shit. But it says governments spend huge amounts of weapons and etc. as you see, you know. And it says national debt often raises dramatically, which America's already, you read that in Habakkuk, you know what I'm saying, that Clay. America already got hella debt. But it says inflation, prices of food, fuel, housing, and consumer goods often rise, which we've been seeing a small smidget of that due to the lack of oil and energy access due to the war. You see, you know, groceries might be a little bit higher, gas a little bit higher. You know, gas is higher as a whole for anybody. I know my parents recently, they came back from Colorado and they was telling me how, like, yeah, the gas over there like $5, $4.99. I'm like, shit. Shit, but we love it though. We love it. You see, because this is all signs of the Lord destroying this spiritual Sodom and Egypt. And like he did in ancient Egypt, he kept Israel in the land of Goshen and he protected them. He's gonna do the same thing now for the elect. Do all this.
If I may add too, now you see how the expenses and everything are going up, but the wages ain't.
Yeah.
So it's automatically gonna have an effect because you go into places like certain places, like, okay, some brothers, they work into the blue collar industry and things like that, things of that nature. So when you're in the trade the industry, in certain places, they get paid more, but that more ain't enough now. Because like the cost of living is going up. So those places like California that's already expensive as hell, you know, so they might like in Texas, you might make this, you know, over there you might make way more, but that shit still ain't gonna cut it because as these expenses go, as these stuff gets more expensive, even people that are top earners, they ain't gonna really be able to afford shit like that. They gonna have to fall back. You see, because like the wages ain't going up, but the expenses are.
That's right, man. That's right. Keep going. This is supply chain disruptions. Here, trade routes may be blocked or become unsafe. Ports, railways, factories, and infrastructure can be damaged. Businesses struggle to obtain raw materials and finished goods, and that's pretty much just land backing off the inflation. You know, essentially, which is essentially inflation is a sign of famine. If you didn't know that, inflation is a sign that there's a scarcity of a particular thing you're trying to get. So it's a scarcity of it. That's mean it's a famine of it. Because that was famine mean.
Well, that's what happened with the Northern Kingdom when you go into the 2 Kings 6.
Yeah, they besieged.
Yeah, because like Northern Kingdom was getting jacked up, and what happened, man? The Lord had sent the famine on them, and it was to the point where a bird's head was being eaten, bird's poop. And if that's something that's made as a necessity, how bad was that famine? So for you see bird shit all over the place now. A donkey's head.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And also on top of that, they was even trying to negotiate on eating each other. Cannibalism. So when people stoop that low, it has to be bad, real bad hell. But the Lord says it's gonna be tribulation like never before seen in this time. So it's gonna be worse famine than that. So what is that? What type of stuff are people gonna turn to now? Well, a good way to know about that, check out The Purge or check out The Road.
Yeah.
That shows you what type of mentality people are gonna be in, or what type of mental you know what I'm saying, fortitude they will have. They'll be like the road or that what was the movie I just saying? The road or
Purge.
the
Well, I
purge,
think it's
yeah.
Final Purge.
Yeah, the purge, yeah. Shit, motherfuckers over there is dog like my last lesson was just dog eat dog.
Mm-hmm.
That's what America's that's what really the world is already in that type of way. But as the brother goes into these effects of this war, it's gonna become more like that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't finna be all cool and buddy when they can't they barely afford to pay their bills. They can't really go to the storehouses and shop like they used to. They got a big family. Motherfucker, we trying to make sure that family eat. And they willing to do whatever it takes to do that.
That's right. Even like the pre-saying, I'm gonna add a quick point. We're gonna get back to reading this. When you think about it, compare the difference between that famine and this famine is that the people, the people back then in the time of when the Northern Kingdom had the famine, they wasn't microwaved. People now are microwaved. If you could simply just make a motherfucker wait. If a nigga fast, he gonna be mad at you. If a nigga go on a dry fast where he ain't drink no water or food for 2 hours, he gonna be mad at you. This I know motherfuckers be mad as fuck at work. Nigga told me personally, like, yeah, I turn to a gremlin when I don't get food. Nigga, you waiting 2 hours. You just ate breakfast. So imagine like when the Lord brings it, boy, people are gonna be going crazy. Like, that's why it says in Matthew 24, the love of many shall wax cold. See, and you get that word code in Greek, it goes into psycho, So people are gonna have that psychotic like mindset now. They ain't gonna be too. People gonna be on edge. They're not gonna be too. Oh yeah, let me help you. Esau hatred gonna be very evident in that day. It's gonna be known like that nigga Esau don't like your ass. It's gonna be lovely though. Let's see what it is.
Oh yeah. And they see, we looking forward to this happening, man. Because guess what? Once America go down, that's when Lord establish that righteous kingdom. But I'm gonna let you get what you got. I'm gonna finish that second once you finish these.
Okay, I'm gonna
whatever precept you got too, of course.
Yeah. I'm gonna I'm gonna skim through the. It said labor shortages, industrial transformation, rationing, and you pretty much see. You can put it in the chat or Gronk. It'll probably bring up similar, but similar. It'll bring up some point, but you see, there's major effects due to a war, especially a world war. So could you get Luke 21 and 25? Well, I could actually share it. Actually, I could share it.
Well, I pull it up, bro. It's all good because I might have to share the other scriptures anyway.
Oh, okay. Because I had it on my screen.
I might as well go ahead and you want a blue letter?
Yeah, I'm on a blue letter.
Yeah, I'll go and do it because like basically you're going to do it on mine anyway.
Okay, bet.
Other scriptures. So, all right, get that thing in a blue letter. But yeah, like brother going into, man, it's war shouldn't be no thing you just rush into as a leader. And see, that's how you know these motherfuckers ain't righteous. Because guess what did King David do before he went to war? He had to make sure it was right with the Lord. They ain't doing that shit. They just they can just go into war like it's nothing. Let me just share the screen. Motherfuckers just going to war in a rush to do that shit. Like that's just something that you want to do. That's how you know that's Esau rulership. That's Ishashua.
Yep.
I'll read it for you, bro. This is Luke 21 and 25. And look at the title of it. It says the return of Mashiach Yahushua. Yep. It says, yep. Luke 21 and 25. It says, there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars.
And we see that. I think actually recently I think there's going to be a blood moon or something. We've been seeing a whole bunch of blood moon, but there's been a lot of signs in the heavens. You know what I'm saying? That's been happening, right? You go ahead, Art.
Yeah, it says, and upon the earth the stress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves warring.
Exactly. So on the earth it's going to be distress of nations. If I'm not mistaken, I think that word distress means like
I'll get it.
Mental hardship. I think so.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. Let's go. All right. It says Sinoke. All right. It said, oh, there we go. Metaphorically, it says straits, distress, anguish.
So the people they're gonna be in a tight position. Why? Because what is going on the earth. You see, because you got to think about it when you read I think the Second Timothy 3:1, it says, you read verse 1, it says, in a lot of times there should be perilous times, and perilous, loosely paraphrasing scripture, perilous means hard to bear. And what's going to make the times hard to bear is the because how we see how this war is going. That's we just did a little skim through the particular things that will happen due to the aspect of the war. It's going to be a lot of motherfuckers not being pleased with each other, man, because of what's going on in Earth. You see, I mean, you could see it day to day if you just simply you simply just look up on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever social media app. Just look up niggas crashing out. You're gonna see a whole bunch of that. They crashing out, complaining about their wage, how their wages is not matching, how I ain't never had to. I make this amount of money, but I'm living check to check. I can't even go do what I want to do. Essentially, you know, a lot of them can't be wicked. They can't fulfill the lust of their flesh due to what's going on in the earth. So they're going to have a great reaction to it.
And that's why a lot of these nations that's why a lot of these nations are already used to like being in bad living conditions, not having continual energy access, or stores being all jacked up where they can't go somewhere, missiles being shot around. You know what I'm saying? That's a normal day in the neighborhood. They see fucking guns fire and shit like that, but that's a normal day in the neighborhood for them. But Americans ain't used to that. And another thing too is Americans are used to living lascivious.
Yep.
You see, they used to living all flashy. I got 2 Bentleys. I got 2 BMWs, the same color. Niggas are used to living all good and you know what I'm saying, all luxurious. Some people make a good amount of money. They just want to be all flashy and they want to, compete with other people and shit. So that's why that's why they want to live in this they just want to be too expensive. They too arrogant to just lower down their living way. Because you get somebody with a lick of sense as much money as they got, then they be chilling. Be cool. Nigga making 7 figures, he complaining about shit being too complaining about money, but it's because nigga trying to live too lascivious.
Yep. You just had that happen recently. That nigga Kyle Kuzma was talking about niggas. He said NBA players complaining about making 6 mil after taxes, not 6 mil, nigga, it's still 6 mil. Because niggas just be trying to live. They want to live that flashy ass lifestyle, you see, which is a snare unto them essentially.
Yeah, trying to compete with the next man, but it's like, bro, you can be all right with that. Even though, we in a time of hell, but it's like they just trying to the lifestyle that they live is just not sustainable in these times. Can't just be rocking around, bought a Bugatti, nigga, all this stupid shit. You can easily get you some assets and just be cool. You know what I'm saying? Sell some of that stupid ass shit that you got, and then you'll be all right. But they don't want to do that. They too arrogant. They don't want to look like they broke.
Yeah, show them up. Let me see. I'm trying to see one of the words.
Yeah, I already know it. No, that's the root word.
You already got it.
Yeah. Okay, this is the root word, Suneko. Okay, you come down here. It says to press on every side, and it says besiege city.
That's what happened to the Northern Kingdom. But like it says, press on every side to besiege a city. You see, and that's how people are being attacked mentally and it's going to is physically. They're being besieged mentally, physically, and spiritually, essentially, by Esau, by what he's doing in the earth. They're having pressure from above. Because what is this going to lead to? Like the priest mentioned earlier, this is going to lead to Esau having the power over you to be like, here's a solution. You see, because a lot of these people, the solution is really in their face. It's out on the highways and byways. You read about that in Proverbs 1. The wisdom crieth out in the chief place in the concourse. You see, so the solution to Israel's problem is essentially turning back to Yahweh Shah. But we know, according to the scriptures and according to the will of the Lord, only the elect will grasp onto that solution. As scriptures say, how they wasn't able to, they was blinded from the rest. You see, so essentially that pressure from above and all around, which is what the war is going to bring forth, it's going to catapult people, as you read in Revelation 13, causes also, it's like a cause and effect. It's going to cause people to seek to a solution. And Esau's like, okay, here's your solution. The MOTB, the C-hip. and you could get access. Now we don't know exactly how he's gonna do it, but we know he's gonna use it as a solution aspect because he already uses it as a solution when it comes to paraplegics. You already had that nigga Musket and Musk say what he said that with Neuralink you'll be able to get your vision back. As a matter of fact, you'll probably be able to get better vision. And he was like, it'll be kind of like doing miracles, like the miracles Yahweh Shah did. So we already see what he's how we like the prophet been saying. We already see where he's heading to, man. It's going to be somewhere in that fashion, man. Because the C hip is going to be the answer, and because and once the C hip come, that's when World War III really gonna kick off. Right now, World War III is here, but it's the pieces are being set. You
A
see
lot
the
of
pieces.
proxies.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. A lot of proxies. The pieces are being set, but once that chip, that's when we're gonna come to the fullness of World War III.
Yeah, because niggas trying to turn everybody into a fucking Terminator or a RoboCop. Shit, turn motherfucker that has somebody have a nigga that can't jump being able to jump. Oh yeah, I can dunk now. You know what I'm saying? They trying to turn everybody into a fucking robot. Cause like he wants to be like, look, see, I'm the way of salvation. I'm the guy.
Yep.
And that's how it was. And this is nothing new under the sun because that's what happened with those false idols. Jake would see the heathen worship these idols and they'll get certain benefits on the left hand side. So Jake was like, see, oh shoot, he worships Molech and then he got this, got that. I gotta do the same shit. That's how Jake is, man. But what he doesn't understand is that Esau is spiritually trying to detach him from the Lord with this device. But it says of a strait that forces a ship into a narrow channel. And then you go to this last one, it says here of a cattle squeeze that pushing on each side, forcing the beast into a position where it cannot move so that the farmer can administer medication.
See, put in the beast. He's already what he call us herd immunity. He already likes us unto beast. So he's trying to put us in a position to where he can initiate the solution. Because the point of them doing that is what the reason a farmer does that so he could give the medication, which the medication is a solution to whatever problem the animal is, because it's too wild. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna put y'all in a position where y'all have to go to me. And he really already did he really already did like I guess you could say a prerequisite of it with the jab, with the jump shot. A lot of you motherfuckers, he didn't even put too much pressure on a lot of you motherfuckers, and you fucking folded and he initiated the medication. But that wasn't the MOTB. The MOTB is gonna be far worse. The situation that he put you in to take the MOTB is gonna be far worse than you just gonna lose your job.
Man, Esau pushed him with his pinky. That shit.
My bad. What you say?
I said Esau squeezed you with his pinky. You see what I'm saying? That was nothing. But see,
Exactly.
now when motherfuckers can't feed their family, when you can't travel no more, when they get to that level, no social. He shut that social media down.
Yep.
Oh yeah, niggas can feel that shit.
Yep.
See a person can take when it comes to fighting, a person can take a shot in their forehead. You can get hit in your in your cheekbone. If you get hit in that chin, or you get hit in that liver, the colon, or your solar plexus, that shit gonna hurt. Esau finna start hitting you in the vital areas. He gonna start, matter of fact, he finna start hitting you in the areas that's illegal. Back in the head shots.
Under the belt. Under the belt.
Oh yeah, oh man, the groin. Oh gosh. That's how they finna feel it though. Cause you can hit, if you get hit some other places, you can kind of eat that, but you ain't eating those shots. Back of the head and groin. And even like I said, those legal shots, a good liver shot will put a nigga down. Yeah. And that's what Esau's getting ready to do. He's finna start fighting like that. And he's already doing it. And motherfuckers is already like, oh, I'm with the AI. Niggas talking about something. Yeah, if you put the chip in you, the C hip, you can learn many different languages and all this. The Breakfast Club said that. So people already feeling it.
They already accepting it.
And really also too, a lot of these niggas need money. Because their money looking funny. So now they're trying to promote little shit because their money looking funny. They know that they'll get some more money by promoting certain stuff. Cause that's where the world is heading to AI system, but the niggas trying to be a part of that. So I'm trying to make my money.
Yeah.
But it's a little that was the main thing on the definition. You want some more on it?
Could you read verse 26, but read it in the NLT, Baba
Gotcha.
Shai?
Let's see. This is an NLT. Whoa. This is Luke 21 and 26 NLT. It says, people will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth, for the powers of heavens will be shaken.
Exactly, and that's essentially what you kind of see happening. People, Jake, we can't speak for Jake. Jake don't see shit, but the people that are really more in tune with the system, they're looking at the stock market, they're looking at particular things like that. They see where it's kind of headed, but it's just that normalcy bias. They was like, okay, nah, it ain't gonna get too bad. There's no way possible that whatever happens is going to result in the United States being destroyed by 200 million thermonuclear missiles and the new rulership coming in by Jake. They can't fathom that, but it's evident that it's happening. It don't take a rocket science. Like you don't like motherfuckers now saying that. That's why it's more talks about the sea hip. See, it's the sea hip is now the sea hip. The MOTB is now it's like common talk. You gonna hear somebody always speak about the MOTB now. They ain't gotta be GMS. They always be like, yeah, the MOTB sea hip. Yeah, the MOTB sea hip. They always gonna say it now. That lets you know we here.
Well, see, I got a testimony to that. I was Jake was fucking sitting at the lunch table and shit. And some Jake talking to dude might be a Jake. He might be a Jake, a speckled bird dude might be. But they was talking and they was saying like yeah, these guys that call themselves Jews or will call themselves the tiny caps. And they were like, so who you think the tiny like they kind of confronted the dude a little bit. Who do you think the real ones are? He was like, what do you mean? He was like, who do you think like the actual people that's supposed to be over there in the land is? He was like, well, when you go into the Bible, it could be different than who they are. He's like, who you think they are though? Well, when you actually, he said, well, right now anybody can be spiritually grafted in, but he said when you go into like what actually happened in the Bible, then it leads all the way back to the black Africans living to them because they were brought on ships and this and that, and then the black dudes was like, hell yeah, and they start going to the Moors and all this other stuff. They was talking about it all, so it was like, yeah, man, you had the Moors, you had this and that. They were saying, yeah, black people were supposed to really who came from over there. And they started talking about it, but that's how you know that this word has went out. These people know. And they know that motherfuckers say, I ain't know. No, they can't say it no more because words went out. Everybody knows. You even got people that look like Edomites that know.
Yeah.
they know the tiny caps ain't the real people. They know that the Israelites are the real people. And they also know that we in the end times. Because then the Jakes was talking, it was like, man, if you ain't melanated, I don't know how you gonna survive this fucking heat. They told us, man, they were told us, man, a lot of these people that ain't melanated, they finna die. It's gonna be a transition of power. So he thinking it's that way, but really, Howard Shaw's gonna set a new power. But niggas know where we in the end, man.
That's funny, man. He partially right. Melanin is gonna rule. But that's funny. If you ain't melanated, you through, nigga.
They don't even care. They didn't even give a damn about they was talking to the dude that looked like he might be a Jake because he wasn't disagreeing.
Oh shit!
But yeah, I was kind of quiet that conversation. I was like, I ain't finna create no enemies at work. But it just show you though, stuff is changing. But I want to get that next verse on there too, that 27. Okay, Luke 21 and 27. It says, then everyone will see the Son of Man coming on a cloud with power and great glory. Yahweh Shai gonna return back, and he's gonna be he's the real salvation. All this other stuff that Esau's trying to paint to be the salvation, which really, in Esau's eyes, a dystopian society with him on rulership, that's making America great again, putting everybody, even his people, in slavery. That's what he wants. That's gonna be making America great for him. But for your people, it's not gonna be great for you. You get what I'm saying? Esau wants to fully he wants to basically cut off Israel from being to the Most High, and he wants to ultimately have his artificial way of eternal life. But that's his that M-W-O. That's his MO of like, okay, yeah, now America's great again. It's not gonna include you people. We just read what's gonna happen. They're gonna siege y'all, force you into subjection. That's him making his dystopia come to life. That's his dream, to have everybody in control. Where you're not working where you're working for me now. You my full slave. I'm gonna provide you everything you need. And you're gonna be like my little pet, my little guinea pig in there, running on the wheel. Yeah, my guinea pig. I'm gonna feed you when I want to feed you. I don't want you. I'm gonna throw your ass out. Now a snake or something come fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have control like that. That's how a person has control over their pet.
Yeah.
Pet can't survive unless you unless you take care of it.
That's facts. Fuck around, have it to where everybody make the same income. This your money for the week.
Yeah, or you can only spend what we want you to spend.
Yeah.
You can't spend no more money. You know, nigga want to go splurge on some hoes and shit. Oh, you spend money on hoes. That's why they even got on the Cash App now, to where you got to tracking to see where you putting your money at and what you spending it on. You got to put a description. What is this? Because he gonna try and control what you spend money on.
Yeah.
Oh, you can only buy 2 packs of meat. You can only buy 1 box of toilet paper. Anything else is too much. Or you know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. That's what he wants. He fiends for that type of control. And that's what's gonna be making America great in his eyes. Not actually putting righteousness and justice in the earth. It's gonna be just that. That's making America great for him. In his sight.
That's right.
But I wanted to go back into the 2nd Ezra 15 because it kind of sums up what we were talking about. Let me see. Am I sharing it? Yeah, I'm sharing it.
Yeah, he's sharing it.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." And that's get ready to happen. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be worried about no goddamn, oh yeah, we gotta come together and all. No, motherfuckers just gonna be trying to survive. And when people get in survival mode, they're gonna get like this. They ain't gonna regard no kings or no laws and all that other stuff. I'm trying to eat, man. My family hungry. Shit, hey man, you told me America was gonna be this way and it's this way. I'm bad. They gonna start acting like the purge. They ain't gonna regard no kings, none of that shit. Because like that's the state the world is coming into. That's why the Lord said that there be spirits created for vengeance, and that's gonna be which lay on in their fury lay on sore strokes. That's getting ready to come very shortly. It's gonna be all types of sedition and hell. People will get resources get tight. It's already tight right now, but it's gonna be to the point where motherfuckers can't have shit. Yep. Here come Esau talking about, yeah, man, you gotta take this device and all this. You think motherfuckers gonna be cool with that? People gonna take it because they gonna be catching hell and stuff, but like they gonna be like, damn, like this nigga only like even look at the little clips. It was a little clip of the dude who was show how they put him in that smart city. He had a little apartment. They sent him how much he gonna eat for every day, what he's gonna eat. He couldn't go outside because they had drones and little shit tracking everybody. You know what I'm talking about? Did you ever watch that little cartoon clip thing, the animation?
I think I did. I'm not sure.
At first, everything was normal. He had a family. Then his family died. Like I think his family died or something like that happened. And he was by himself, and he was in a little smart city. The nigga just couldn't go nowhere. He had to stay in his little thing. Everything he watched, everything he ate, they had control over it. And his ass just stuck. You know what I'm saying? There was a little clip like that. But that's what they want to make the world into. Motherfuckers ain't gonna like that shit.
Man, even like you saying that, I mean, it's funny because Esau already told niggas that shit. What that nigga Cotton Swab said, you'd have been happy having nothing. That just went over niggas' head. Like, bro, this is discussed at the World Economic Forum. This is what? Pretty much that's pretty much essentially the Crafty Council. Nations gather without Israel, and they disclose their plans for future events. And they said, nigga, you gonna be happy having nothing. But hey, we try to warn them.
Oh yeah, and that's okay because we wanted to go like this because we know that's when there's tribulation, it sets up a time for salvation, man.
That's right.
That's what happened in past times. We was in tribulation or straits, and the Lord that will set up a way for the Lord to come and bring and show how powerful He is. But this is 2 Ezra 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're gonna lock this mug down. And they're gonna say the only way you can have some type of quote unquote so-called freedom is by you bending the knee to us. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the house shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And everybody is afraid. Motherfuckers getting scared. They're like, shit, man. Shit get more expensive. I can't afford that lascivious lifestyle I used to. Niggas that's not even a fucking influencer or YouTuber, they getting on there. Fucking pro boxers and rappers got fucking podcasts and doing all that shit because they money ain't money looking funny. Nigga, I thought you was a rapper. I thought you was a boxer. You was a champion.
Nigga streaming.
Yeah, now they streaming, fucking with hoes and all this dumb shit. Like they nigga about to be 40, pushing 40, still still dressing like a goddamn a fucking young rapper and dancing around and shit. You gotta be 40 years old though. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's like even at my age, it's still like, bad, but you gotta be 40 years old. You still got big ass chain, sagging ass pants, jumping around, wearing matching clothes with another dude and shit. You too old for that shit, man.
Yeah.
but he need the money. Nigga got blind hair. You know what I'm saying? 40, damn near 40. You can't be doing that shit at that age, bro. It's ridiculous. This is 2 Ezra 15 and verse 19. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and great tribulation. That's what's getting ready to happen. It's going to be great tribulation. We just read about it. They're going to put that squeeze, that suneko on people, man. And that's for them to what? Administer that siyup. And then lack of bread, because as war ramps up, it's going to be more of a shortage of these goods and these essentials that everybody used to having. People East are going to be able to control your shit. You can only get 1 pack of paper towels. You can only get 2 packs of meat. That's where he wants to put the world at. You can't go. Your little side piece. She ain't in a 15-minute city. You can't pop her no more. You know what I'm saying? He want to have control like that.
Nigga, you passed too much gas today.
Oh yeah, they can do that too. Yeah, you using up too much gas. You can't go nowhere else today. Shut your fucking car, okay? They making the cars be all fucking robotic and shit. They gonna be able to control it.
Yeah, electric.
Yeah, electric vehicles. Shut your shit down. They go over driving to go see a side piece. That shit just shut down. Car malfunction, shutting down. Fucking hear AI saying that shit.
Nigga stranded and his woman gotta come pick him up.
And then the same shit happened to her.
Shit.
Car malfunctioning, shutting down. Or a motherfucker that got let's say they registration just expired or something like that. Car shutting down, can't go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? Esau wants control like that, to where he's able to be on your ass quick. Like Demolition Man, nigga say a cuss word or say the wrong thing, then get a fine, get a ticket. Nigga say shit, the fucking ticket came out. You know what I'm saying? That's how Esau wants to do. There's gonna be no freedom for you people, and that's what's gonna cause people to be in this mindset. But we're cool with that because guess what? We hastening this time. We want this place to go ahead and be destroyed. So what? The new kingdom can come. I got one more. Let's try it. So
Yeah. Did you want to say something though?
No, yeah, got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that's all because like you said, we for all of this, so because this is all a part of Esau filling up his cup. Because you read that 2 Thessalonians 2, it says what? Only he will let until he be taken out of the way. So there's a certain measure that Esau got to fill in order for the Lord to take this nigga out of the way. And we see that measure being filled up. So we love it. We already know, because we know according to scripture, the Lord said that you're gonna get your into the W to the O for a short little season. Like it's gonna happen. Like Elder Pastor Hurt say, whatever you gotta do, Esau, do it quick. Cause we try to go home, man. We try to get out this shit, but we know prophecy gotta be fulfilled. You see, and we love it. We love the Lord's. We like to see the Lord's hand play with this prophecy, man. It's very beautiful, man.
God, I just had one more.
God.
This 2 Ezra 4.
Oh yeah.
Verse.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah. 2 Ezra 4. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna start at verse 27. It said, I'm gonna read verse 26. It says, then answered he to me and said, the more thou searchest, the more shalt thou marvel, for the world hasted fast to pass away. Because Ezra was seeing all types of like visions of the end times and all types of stuff. Like, dang, what the dang, like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, how am I gonna make it? Oh Lord, what is this? What is that? But ultimately, what he was receiving it for was for what? For a warning for these latter times we're in right now. That's why the Lord even revealed to him that he'll be good in them times. It says, verse 27, it says, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in the time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. And this was before America was even established. This is way in the Mede-Persian Empire. So if the Lord's saying that back then, how much more now? We in the fucking man. I'm in the thick of it. We in the thick of the fucking. We in the thick of the hell and evil.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It says verse 28. It says, "But as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sowing, but the destruction thereof is not yet come." Because guess what? The Lord has to have every prophecy play out. It's a particular time, a particular ruler that has to be ruling the earth. Esau, Edom. Esau is the end of the world. And he'll have to get to the point where he has that full control over everybody and everything. That's what we see now. Esau has gotten that full control over the earth, the fatness of the earth. He's maximized his blessing that Isaac blessed him with. But in that time, that's when, guess what? Jacob will return back into power. He was holding the hill at first. He was up next. And now we're finna see when Yahweh shall returns. And that's why it said those saviors shall come and judge the mount of Esau, his government. But say in verse 29, if therefore that which is sowing be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sowing pass not away, then it cannot be, it says, then cannot it come that is sowing with good. Mm-hmm. So in order for the Lord to establish that righteous kingdom, the wicked one has to go down. It can't be two at the same time. So we want all this hell to continue to happen. We want the war to happen. We want them to go ahead and bring out this MOTB. It's going to be tribulation and hell for us, but guess what? Where is hell, like we was going to earlier, that's when that salvation is going to come. The Lord promised that. Somebody got to be the elect that knows that be martyrs, that Esau do get their hands on, which the Lord is controlling. They're going to raise back up when Yahweh shall returns. And some of them are going to get spiritual power or angel going to step in. They ain't not even going to get put to death. So that's so that the Lord sent us up for that time of salvation. Just like he did with ancient Egypt. We just have to trust in the Lord. But that's all I had, bro.
That's right, man. That's what Yahweh Shah said in Matthew 24. He said, this generation cannot pass, so all these things be fulfilled. So we looking at the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. That's what we seeing, and we notice through the lens of prophecy. We see these particular things happening. That's why we know we finna get up out of here soon, man. We know it's not a matter of like, dang, we got some. Nah, these things are not afar off. They're really in our face now. It's evident, like the way that Esau moving, the way that the spirit of the Lord got Esau in, man. We finna get up out of here. Lord's will be next year, but nevertheless, if it's not next year, we know we close, man. We ain't got no motherfuckers talking about, we 10 years, 15, nigga. We don't got 10 to 15 years.
Not of a normal life like they thinking.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing too. Because motherfuckers, because I was like, if it was another 10 to 15 years, it ain't gonna be like how people think it is now. Motherfuckers gonna be fucking walking around this motherfucker on some upgrade shit. Nigga thinking he living a luxury life and he just a perpetual slave.
Yeah, it's gonna be like man, like we just said, man. We just brought up that little clip. I don't know what the fuck the shit is called. Basically, that little clip it showed the nigga was unhappy. At first, he was like, "Oh shit, this is awesome." Then after a while, he was like, "Damn, I'm just stuck in this fucking small 15-minute city. The drones surveilling. You can only eat what they want you to eat. You had no, like, these. I got free will. You something to take that shit away." You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see how happy you are when that happens.
That's hell.
You really don't got free will right now,
for
being honest. But I'm just saying he's gonna try and be like the Most High, where you really control what you can do.
And that's some shit you don't want. A nigga that's unwise controlling your day-to-day life. Like, think about that shit. Like, fuck. Esau already a sodomite. You ain't gonna have multiple women, Ak.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna have multiple women. So you can kiss that goodbye. It don't matter how much money, nigga. It ain't gonna be, nigga. You can have a lot of money. Ain't no fucking yachts with hella bitches. None of that shit. Esau a sodomite, nigga. So you already know that shit not happening because Jake loved him some women.
And then check this out. Even that, what's that movie called? The one with Michael B. Jordan played on. We read the fucking book when I was in school. Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
On steroids, but that on steroids.
Cause like you ain't gonna have no more like that's what Esau wants to do. He wants to be like the Most High, controlling everything you do. You have no more freedom. you're only gonna do what I say, what I want you to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna be a good life. So people thinking I'm gonna live, but really, when you go into living, it's a people just hear live and they think like, oh yeah, I'm still alive. Now living means, because we understand really to be alive is like to have a breath to understanding. These niggas ain't gonna have nothing but they just gonna be being like robots.
Man.
They ain't gonna be living. You're gonna be fucking just existing. Really, we're already existing, but they're really gonna be doing it when if you talk about some 10 years,
Exactly.
5-6 years, you're gonna be sitting in a 15-minute city. You can't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He control how much money you can spend, what you can eat. He be feeding you bugs and shit. Man, you ain't gonna have no control over nothing. That ain't living. So that's the type of society that these niggas don't. They think they don't understand what they're actually trying to get themselves into. So that's okay though. The Lord wants it to be so. So hey, that's how it is.
We can end it on.
Oh yeah, what you got?
2 Esdras 9. And we get straight to the point. Verse. Let me see. We started verse 4 and 5.
God, it says
5 point.
God, this 2 Esdras chapter 9 and verse man, why is it so blurry? It's 2 Esdras chapter 9 and verse 4. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days which were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5. For like as all that's made in the world had the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Exactly. We here. The end is manifest. We looking at the end of Esau's rulership. That's what we looking at. You see, so there ain't gonna be no 10-20. You know, we looking at the end of this shit. The end of Esau shit is done. It's played out. You know if it's played out for us, it's really played out because we grew up in the 2000s. So this shit done, man. So you got it out.
Yep. Hey, so that's the point, man. You know, Lord willing, this class is lesson edified. I'm gonna end it all by saying, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, the Barn City Apostles, Great Millstone, Ruti Scroll. Next time, come, Shalom.
Shalom.